What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. How is everyone? Today we are actually going to work on the front half of the wiring up there. I'm gonna get everything connected and ready to get installed and tucked up out of the way. I'm gonna get it all up out of the way like this and ready to come up through the dash to connect into our control panels. I still don't have, I'm still waiting for the switches to come in for the headlights and all that. So while I'm waiting on that, I can actually get all that wire tied in together that needs to be tied in together, like the rear running lights tied in with the front running lights, all connected so it can go up to the switches. So, excuse me, that's what we're going to work on today, and get it all wire loomed and tied up out of the way. And I would also like to get the control panel installed, like fitted 100%. I still need to trim a little bit, and I'd like to actually get that brace that I've been talking about for the dash, to help keep the dash supported. So that's the goal for today. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Alright, let me catch you up to speed. This is what we got so far. We're getting everything wire loomed now, but I'm also marking everything and splitting everything off a little bit to be in singles. So we got it all wire loomed up to here now, and it's split off here because the two yellows are left and right turn signals. They're gonna go to their own switch over here in this area. So these two will get wired together, and then they'll get separated towards the end, just like how I did with the headlights. So this split off by itself, and it's coming up, and then we got our high beam over here, and then this is going to be our low beam, and these two, I tied them together, and then they split off towards the end. The high beam is a hair longer than the low beam because the low beam is a little closer on the control panel than the high beam. But I just got the low beam to finish wire looming there. And then same thing with this. I could wire loom these two together, kind of up, and then like probably about right here I'll split them off where they're singles, and then I'll put the connector on and they could plug in, and that way they have a little bit of breathing room. But we're moving right along. Pretty soon after I get it all wire loomed, this I separated because the blue is going to be the brakes, and that's going to go to the brake switch, and then the white I separated because this white is the reverse lights, and that is actually going to get tied into when the transmission's in reverse. So I don't know how I'm running that wire yet, so that one's just kind of by itself, and I'm not exactly sure how I want to run the wire for the brakes yet, because I don't know if I want to have it kind of come up this way and then up and then down to the brake switch that's going to go right here, or if I want to kind of just run it completely different, maybe have it go out more up towards the top and then down. I haven't decided yet. I want to kind of see how that's going to play out, so I kind of left those ones kind of out of the wire loom, and I could splice them into the wire loom later at a later time if need be, so that's no biggie. But we're gonna keep on trucking. Okay, we got them all wire loomed and tied up out of the way. Really happy with how it turned out. So got it all tied up out of the way. Everything's nice. I am actually gonna put another one. I'm gonna put another tie right, I'm thinking right here to hold this one like that, so it stays a little flatter and it's kind of out of the way. And then I am actually gonna put another one right here to tuck this a little closer to here, like I did back here, how I got one back here. So I gotta go grab 2 more ties real quick, and then we are going to get, man, bending over like that, weird awkward position, especially with a cage in there. But then we're gonna try to get the control panel. I'm gonna see what I don't remember exactly what I have to trim. I do know I gotta trim a little bit. I think I remember, but I want to double check, so I'm gonna set it back in there and try to figure out what I need to trim. But let me get those 2 ties in, and then we'll start working on the control panel. Okay, I got everything clearanced enough to fit it in. This is what it looks like. I'm real happy with how it's turning out. Very pleased with that. I don't have it bolted down, and the reason I don't have it bolted down is it's gonna have to come out again anyways. I still have to, right here, I still have to cut in for the headlights and all that stuff, and I still have to take it out a couple times to get everything connected, but it's almost ready to just stay in there. All I have to do for that is I have the turn signals to plug in, which those are technically there because I have that switch. I just gotta get power to the turn signal, which that wire is somewhat ran from the fuse panel. It's almost there, but it's not put into its final home. I don't have it routed the way I want it 100%. But I really like how that looks sitting in there. And then I just have to run power to the panel for the headlights, running lights, and all that. And I think I already ran. Did I run? No, I don't think I ran power for the starter switch. I don't think I ran power to that yet. But everything's pretty much done for that part. So that's very nice. Now I am actually gonna figure out how long I need to cut my bracket for that spot. Let me show you. I'll actually show you. Because when I bought the car, the dash was already kind of messed up, and I wanted to put a different dash in it, but I just don't. I can't do it right now. So this whole top part of the dash was missing. So what I'm gonna do is, there's this right here where the dash typically mounts. I'm gonna put a nut and bolt through this to a bracket, and I'm gonna have the bracket come down. And let me back this light up so it's not too much in your guys' way. And then there's a hole right here with some of the frame that helps support the dash to keep it from like falling all apart. And we'll put a nut and bolt through that. And I am gonna make the mount just a hair shorter than the actual length I need, and it's gonna help brace it up in the center, and it's gonna work really good in my I think it's gonna work really well, because in reality I really just have this bolt holding it, and then one over there, and that's all that holds the dash in. And that's just, oops, sorry, that's just not enough. So I am gonna make that bracket, so I'm gonna get right into that. Okay, just like that, we got that little brace put in. I made it, I did make it a hair shorter so that way it helps suck the dash in whenever it's tight. It's not tight yet, it's just finger tight. I just have everything finger tight, but this is what I did, I just used a piece of aluminum strap and I bent it at a 90, and I bent the other one at opposite 90. And the reason I did it opposite on the other one is so I can actually get underneath the little bit right here, slide it in, and then it will actually, instead of just pulling straight up, it will actually grab underneath and pull together instead of possibly bending the aluminum. The dash isn't really gonna weigh that much because I don't plan on putting anything else in the dash besides the cluster. So when the cluster goes in, cluster, control panel, whatever you want to call it, I've been calling it a control panel because it's gonna have all my switches and stuff on it, but it's pretty much the cluster and all that. But it's not gonna have anything else besides that. There's just I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 more switches, and the switches don't weigh that much, maybe 7 that got to go in there. So the whole dash is pretty much completely done. I just got to waiting on a couple switches to come in so I can get those in, and then I just have a couple more wires to run for that. Like I have to run the power to the turn signal switches, I have to run the ground to the turn signal switches, and then I have to run power to the start switch, and then for the fuel pump switch I got to run power to. But other than that, yeah, everything is pretty much done with the dash, and then I can move on to the next thing on the list, which is a bunch. The list is slowly getting checked off, but you know, one thing at a time. I think after that, the next thing I want to move on to is I would actually honestly like to get my tail lights in and then finish the tail lights and have that all done, because I really just want to get all the wiring done that needs to be done inside the car. So I do have I need to get some interior lights so then I can run some interior lights. I want to put a couple interior lights in it. I want to put one kind of just zip tied right here to the roll bar, and then I want to put some kind of like maybe up here to the roll bar or over there. I just want to get a couple lights in it so that way I can turn them on and off, and then I still have to build my little divider from the fuel cell and the cab, but it's coming along slowly, but we're picking away at some stuff. I like to say thank you for everyone that's been following along and watching the journey. It's very neat to see it come together and everything. I do have a ground wire that I still need to run all the way up to the motor, because I plan on doing 2 grounds. I plan on doing a ground to the motor from the battery, and then from the battery to the chassis. I already have the ground for the chassis right here done. I'm just waiting on a little bit longer wire for the motor ground, because the ground wire I had that came in that kit is just a hair too short. I could probably make it work, but I don't want to do it that way. I just want to actually have a longer wire and make it clean and run it the way I want to run it. Because if I ran it the way I think I could make it work, it would change up the way the wires ran. Because I have the power wire coming through. I haven't tucked the power wire out of the way yet, because I actually need to get some clamps that are a little bit bigger to hold that wire. Or if I wanted to, I could zip tie it with this, but I really don't want to do that. I don't know. I'm debating. I might zip tie it, I might not. But with that being said, that's going to be it for now. We got a lot accomplished. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.